welcome back to another video. I realized I've been drawing a lot of cats so far this year for Art Fight, so I decided that my mass attack this year will just be a collection of straight up just as many cat characters as I could find. I wasn't sure what the pose should be at first, but then I remembered this photo that I've seen on Pinterest a while back, manipulated to look like a cat is taking a selfie with a bunch of other cats, and I actually used that photo as a reference for a drawing in one of my sketchbooks too. So ever since I've come across this photo, I've used it as a reference twice now. How about that? What does that say about me? But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoyed drawing alongside me if you choose to do so. So Art Fight got an extension, that's really good. I don't think I would have been able to reach my attack goal otherwise. Just a refresher for those of you who aren't as familiar with it, Art Fight is a yearly competition that takes place in the month of July. It's not super competitive, it's basically an art gifting competition, and there are 2 teams, and the goal is to accumulate the most points for your team. Points are accumulated by drawing other characters, and the more characters that you include in a piece, the more points you'll get for that piece, which is the incentive to why a lot of people choose to do mass attacks. I like to do at least one every year because I think it's fun to accumulate a bunch of different characters and put them all together. It's a fun challenge because the more characters you add into a picture, the more you have to think about the composition of the overall illustration and making sure everything goes together and is cohesive, especially if you're trying to come up with a proper scene, which not everybody does. Some people just draw a bunch of different characters and just put them all together in an illustration, which is okay too. I've heard of a little bit of controversy this year surrounding Art Fight and mass attacks specifically. I haven't really delved too deep into the drama, but if I understand correctly, I think people have been not liking mass attacks because when they're rushed they can be lower in quality, or people just seem to churn them out just to rack up points. I don't have really too strong of an opinion on this, especially because the overall competition is just for fun and there really isn't that much, it's not that deep, I don't know. I really don't think it's that big of a deal. I mean, ideally people wouldn't be just rushing anyway and just kind of take care and time into each piece that they do for the fight, but you can't control what everybody does. I mean, of course there's going to be a couple people that focus solely on points and do whatever possible to get as many points, but the overall volume of number of participants in total compared to the people that are just rushing and only focusing on points, I think kind of makes it a non-issue. I really don't think it affects the overall competition in any way, especially because they do have a pretty good moderation system and the staff go through all the attacks anyway just to make sure everything's scored properly and adhering to proper filters and such. So yeah, I don't think it's a big enough issue that it affects the game, so I don't worry about it. Anyway, I am so excited for Art Fight to be over. Every year I'm like so excited for it to start, and then I'm so excited for it to be over. It's good for sparking creativity and getting new ideas and stuff, drawing other people's characters, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to drawing my own characters again. That said, check out my latest community post. I'm not sure if it's up yet. Hopefully it's up by the time I'm making this, but in celebration of hitting 10,000 subscribers, which thank you, like what the heck? My gosh, like where did you all come from? Thank you so much for being here. So in celebration of hitting that milestone for my next video, I will be drawing 10 randomly chosen OCs, plus another surprise that I'll have you look forward to. More details about how to submit your OC will be in that community post. But yeah, so Art Fight may be over, but I am not done drawing other people's characters yet. But for the occasion, I'm really looking forward to it because this is one of the ways that I can really give back to you guys. Anyway, so every year I set for myself an attack goal, and that is 18 attacks for me. Like I mentioned in my other video about prepping for Art Fight, I did try to schedule out when I would make every attack, but it didn't really work out that way as usual whenever I make a plan, because this July was just so busy that I had to kind of readjust and adapt. This year was unique too because I feel like a lot of attacks were planned around YouTube videos, so the timing of when I was able to do them kind of had to merge with when I had time to film the video, so my attack drawing schedule kind of had to merge with my YouTube video filming schedule. This is the first year that that's happened because this is the first year I'm actually active on YouTube again, so hopefully in the future I can find a better balance between the two. Okay, I misspoke. So this is the second year that I've been doing YouTube actively while participating in Art Fight because last year was the first. And I think the difference between this year and last year is that this year I actually had videos planned around my Art Fight attacks because last year I wasn't doing weekly videos. I think that's the difference. I very recently started to try to upload videos weekly. I think I'm doing a pretty okay job so far. But last year I was just trying to get off the ground. I was just trying to get the ball rolling. So I wasn't that worried about planning things so in-depthly like I am now. But going back to balancing art and YouTube, that still applies to my art in general, not just around Art Fight season, because even though I'm uploading on a more regular basis, I don't want all of the art that I'm doing to be only surrounding my YouTube videos, so that's just something I want to be conscious of. I think a good way I can measure that is my activity on other platforms like Sheezy and Twitter, as well as the progress I'm making in my sketchbook. It's just a matter of time management and task management and priorities and planning, and not to mention my day job and my day life and trying to balance all that as well. I have a lot of room for improvement there, but I am infinitely better at task management and all that than I was when I was younger, like middle school, high school. I was terrible at organization and task management. I was so unorganized. I don't think I actually started learning to become more organized until after I graduated high school, because that's around the same time that I started really becoming interested in bullet journaling and journaling in general, keeping track of things, memory keeping. It just became something that was fun to me, as well as like organization and stuff. When I was a kid, of course, I hated cleaning my room and stuff, but now that's like one of my favorite things to do is clean up my living space. It's just so satisfying. I just put on some headphones, put on a YouTube video essay, and I can do anything. I am like unstoppable when I'm listening to a YouTube video essay. I can just like knock out dishes, laundry, vacuum, wipe down every surface. Like I will do everything when I am focused like that. I think my love for cleaning and organization comes from just not being able to function in a messy, cluttered environment. Like don't get me wrong, like I can function with a little bit of clutter here and there. I think even that can contribute to kind of a cozy living space, feeling like it's very lived in and safe. I don't know. A little bit of clutter is okay, but if my space is messy, I just can't think straight. So I take a lot of time to make sure that my living space is neat and organized and I know where everything is, especially my fridge. I make sure labels of things are pointed forward and that I can see everything that's in there so nothing gets missed. That's just me. I just can't function if my environment is chaotic. Some people don't have a problem with that. Like they can stay focused no matter what their environment looks like, and I'm really jealous because if I could focus more when my environment is chaotic, then maybe I wouldn't be as distracted by everything that's out of order around me. But it's a good thing because ultimately it helps me be the best person that I can be. That said, please don't ask me for any tips about like managing your art around your daily life though, because that's something I'm still actively trying to figure out. Anyway, back to the drawing. So for coloring this, I decided to go with a flat color for just all the cats to make it a little bit easier for me to go back and shade just for efficiency's sake. A couple of these characters had a little bit more complicated coloring styles, but I was up for the challenge, and I think the mix of more common colored cats and more unusual colored cats just like adds to the charm of the piece overall. I was planning on drawing a couple more characters in this piece too, but ultimately I had cut it down to just 9 cats just for ease of drawing and efficiency, being reasonable with what I could produce. Just 9 cats. Only 9 cats. Not too many. I joke, but having to take care of 9 cats in real life would probably be a little bit of a struggle, even for someone who loves cats as much as me. I think my limit would probably be 2 or 3. I know I can handle 2 because I've lived with and taken care of 2 cats before, but I feel like I could have handled a 3rd one. I have a lot of love to give, and I don't doubt that I could take care of 3 pets, but probably 2 is okay. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed this time lapse. I hope you enjoyed this ramble. Please consider giving this video a like and subscribing if you want to see more from me. I make chatty draw with me style videos pretty regularly every week, so if that's what you're into, go ahead and subscribe. If you really like what I do and you're feeling a little generous, my Patreon is linked in the description where I give extra goodies and rewards to monthly members. But don't feel guilty if you can't. Just watching my videos means the world to me. Thank you again for watching this video. I will see you next week. Bye bye!